Hey guys, Bipolar Barbie here, and it is PMDD week, day 5. And I just wanted to talk about why I claim this illness is worse than my bipolar, borderline, generalized anxiety disorder, and like everything else that I suffer from. And aside from the intensity of it, which I think is the worst, it's the frequency of it. So the fact that it encompasses like full body exhaustion, migraines, physical pain, very real physical symptoms. There's also this like psychological aspect to it that's just a complete and utter mindfuck. And a lot of my other medication and treatment helps so much on the psychological aspect. So that's not as bad as it used to be, because it just made me really sensitive to everything else that I had going on. All of those triggers were just so much worse. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so exhausted. But for me, it's really the frequency that is the hardest thing. Like, if I progressively get worse over the space of 10 days, 7 of those days I just honestly can't function. And that is, like, looking back on my life, the main reason that I had basically every second or third week off work, when I literally could not get out of bed. It hugely impacts my functioning capacity, and I think the functioning capacity aspect of mental illness is really the hardest bit, because it's not about what's inside your head, it's about how it affects your life. And PMDD is not a mental illness, but it does often go hand in hand. I mean, one in 10 women have it, or are diagnosed with it, and 1 in 2 bipolar women are diagnosed with it. It's often worse in bipolar women because of the existing sensitivity that they have with brain chemistry and changes. I just wanted you guys to see like what it's like, because it's not pretty. It's really hard. So if you know someone with PMDD, man, they can't just get over it. Believe me, I tried for years, and it was such a long and hard journey because of the lack of awareness of PMDD. It was a really long journey figuring out what was wrong. And it was like even a longer journey of sort of convincing my doctors that something was wrong. And even harder, I guess, to distinguish my PMDD from, all the other illnesses that I had, because the symptoms can be very similar. It doesn't mean that all I have is like PMDD instead. It's just like it just hides amongst everything else. And I think there's such a negative stigma around PMS, but it's most certainly not PMS. I am an angel during my period. It's the week before that I'm like a suicidal, homicidal, crazy bitch. One of the reasons that I'm not gonna have children, because the sensitivity to progesterone, like, I can't handle literally like 7 to 10 days of this reoccurring each month. Imagine a continuous 9 months of it, building every day. I don't want that. My doctors have told me that that's not a good idea. And not only that, on the pregnancy thing, like, I would be off my meds too for everything else. It's not pretty, guys. And I think that's something that people need to think about, or at least be aware of when people tell me that I need to have children, because fuck that. I fought too hard and too long for my sanity. And I did, you know, I don't know. This is what PMDD looks like. Not that I would wish it upon anyone, because it's so shit. But I really just wish, with all mental illnesses or like any form of illness that people stigmatize or don't recognize as real, I just wish that I could make them feel it. Because believe me, after a minute of this, a minute of me and my worst, they would not be telling me that I was making it up. They would be like those guys that, like, you know, have those like pregnancy and period simulators. They would not handle it. If you're a woman, look up PMDD, because there is treatment available and it may change your life. I'm in this state right now after having considerable relief because I let my treatment lapse, and that is my fault. So, lesson learned. Keep your shit together. Keep pursuing recovery. And don't just think that, you know, you can be cured, because, like, some things are really going to be with you for life.